Malik from
Hey
Germany.
there.
Wie geht es dir?
Hello back to Germany.
Yes, I'm from
I
Berlin right now, and you're probably in
you're
Hamburg, aren't you?
no, I'm actually in Landsberg, which is
Ah,
about an hour from Munich. That's where I live. Yeah,
ah,
it's typically people always say that musicians need to typically live in Hamburg and Berlin, but I'm the last one left in the south.
yeah, yeah. And that's where you also grew up, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. I grew up in a very small village with like we had a population of maybe 800, which is like 10 minutes from here. And then when I was like 15 or 16, we moved here to the big city, which is
Uh-huh.
Landsberg with its 30,000 people. So that was for me like it was metropolitan lifestyle from there on.
Hmm. But you also have American roots, haven't you?
Yes. Yes, my father's family and my father himself is American, so I'm half American, half German.
Whereabouts in America?
My father was born in Detroit, but most of my family they live in Boston, Massachusetts, and many live in Indianapolis as well. So they're kind of spread it all over the place, but most of them live in Boston.
Ah, cool, cool. Your father is quite popular in Germany, in German television. He used to
Hmm.
hold kind of talk shows,
Yeah.
so he's very well known. And your family, I read that they're all uh, musical influenced in a way. They all love music. Can you tell us a little bit about this? How
Yeah,
was it in
sure.
your family?
Yeah, of course. My grandfather, so my father's father, Ralph Junius Harris, was an opera singer, and he
Oh.
always had this big grand piano, and so he kind of gave this musical feeling to my father, who also he knows how to sing, but he mostly knows how to play different instruments. So he's very multi-instrumentally capable. So you can give him like whatever instrument you just give it to him, and he kind of plays it. It's crazy. And my mother's mother was also a pianist, and my mother is just she doesn't make music herself, but she has incredible musical taste. And for her and for my whole family, music was always very important. So I always grew up with great music, just running in the background. So I was lucky enough to just have always incredible music around me, like Michael Jackson, Queen, Alicia Keys, James Morrison, so like real music, and
Mhm.
that's how I kind of fell in love with it at a very young age.
Are these also your idols, Alicia
Y-
Keys?
Yeah, I got a lot, but those are definitely some of them. So, of course, Michael Jackson, Freddie Mercury, Queen, Alicia Keys, of course, she's a legend. But there are a lot more. Prince. I'm a huge fan of NF, who is a rapper who's a little bit like you could compare him to Eminem, who I also love.
Mhm.
Macklemore, Imagine Dragons, 21 Pilots, my favorite band. So there are definitely a lot.
That's
The list goes
cool.
on and
Cool.
on.
You have your guitar next to you, so you probably also love to play the guitar and compose your own music, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. I play guitar, piano, drums, and bass. So I started with the guitar, so that's the instrument that is kind of feels most like home for me. But the guitar and piano for me both I love both these instruments because I those are the two instruments that you can combine with singing the
Mhm.
best. So you can almost play any song in the world if you know how to play piano or you know how to play the guitar. So yeah, I taught myself how to play it, and I absolutely love it for sure.
It's great to know, and great to see that so young people love to play music and going to be professional. And the next step is to represent Germany in the Eurovision Song Contest. You can tell us how did it come? How have you been chosen, or uh, did you apply for this, or have you been called?
I actually it was last year when I after I wrote Rock Stars, I wrote the song, and like maybe a couple of weeks later, Robin, who is a great friend of mine, who also he is like kind of my manager. I don't like the word, but he is. And he asked me, he told me, Malik, right now is like the time where you can apply for Eurovision. Is that something that you can imagine maybe? And to be honest, I never really thought about taking part in the Eurovision Song Contest. I love the event and everything, and I've always adored it. But I never really thought about playing there myself. It just never really crossed my mind. Until he asked me about, if I can imagine applying there, because at that point I immediately thought of the song that I just wrote, Rock Stars. And I thought two things. First of all, I thought that, Rockstars is very, 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 very personal and very vulnerable. And I felt like with Eurovision, you have a very big platform where you can reach a lot of people. And I feel like for me, the most important thing with my music is to reach people who maybe feel the same way, and through my music r- don't feel so alone with
Mm.
their feelings and their thoughts, because that's what music did for me, and that it's was so great for me myself. So that's what I always wanted to do with my music. So that was the one reason, and the other reason was, to be honest, that I thought that Rockstars is so different compared to anything that I know from Eurovision, especially concerning the German act. So I thought, fuck it, why not just try out something new and see what happens, you know?
Yeah, your lyrics are really beautiful, I must say. You're
Thank you.
singing about the good old days, and in one phrase, you always also say, "Can we press pause?" That's also interesting. So,
Mhm.
what does it mean for you?
It means a lot of things. In Rockstars, as you said, it's about the good old days and kind of wishing to go back to this. I feel like when you're a child or in your youth age, you have this. Children have this incredible talent of not thinking about everything so much. They're just very lighthearted, very mindless in the best sense of the word. They just live and they just enjoy themselves. And I feel like when you grow up, you kind of leave that behind. You leave those good old days of this lightheartedness behind, which is very sad in a way. And so I just, with this song, I'm trying to remind all of us that we should stop looking for the good old days only in the past and see them as something that is behind us. But instead, I feel like they don't really ever end, because we always look back at something after it's over and we see the good things. But while we're in it, we never really see the good things, because it's very human to focus on the bad things in the present. And I feel like we should change that. And when I say can we press pause, that is exactly, with everything going on, we're always, I'm a typical overthinker. I'm always thinking, I'm always worrying, and sometimes I wish we could just press pause and just be like we were, as we were when we were kids, and just live in the moment for a second.
Yeah, pressing the pause button would be lovely in these crazy times we are facing now with Corona, with Ukraine war, and everything. And you're
Yeah.
showing great commitment as well. So um, I read that you were also were involved in the Black Lives Matter campaign, and on your guitar you were showing on the backside of your guitar you were showing the Ukraine flag during the national final, and so you're also, yeah, that's really impressive, I must say. How does it come that you're so
Thank you.
committed to these social things and what's going on in the world?
Thank you. Yeah, I feel like in a way, I feel like it's kind of a duty for me, especially since I have this platform, which I'm very thankful for. I feel like it's kind of an obligation to use that platform to, talk about important topics. It's For me, of course, Black Lives Matter has always been an issue with which I'm dealing with myself. But it's not just that. I feel like we're living in a very, very important time, and I'm part of a very meaningful generation in terms of changing the world and making the world a better place. Because I feel like there are a lot of topics where we're at a very a very important point. For example, Black Lives Matter, but also feminism or the climate change debate and everything. So there are a lot of issues that I feel like we should, focus on, because it's our obligation. And so every time that I realize that I have a platform, I'm trying to use that platform. And I knew in the national final, of course, that there will be a lot of people watching, and I knew that I will have to do something to just make some kind of a statement. And I felt like the least that I can do is to at least show some form of solidarity and support for the people of Ukraine.
Yeah, that's very grateful and really, really brave as well.
Thank you.
But we all faced the situation when the German national final was held in early March, the day before the German final started, the Ukraine war started, and all of a sudden there was a big topic. Everybody was afraid, and even the Ukrainian singer Yamala joined. She's the winner from 2016, and I thought it was really, really. I really got good goosebumps because it was so,
Yes.
so real. The words she was singing were so meaningful and actual in the way.
Yeah.
So, do you think
Absolutely.
you can divide or combine the real situation we're all facing and an entertainment show like the Eurovision Song Contest, or can we build a bridge or something like that? Because probably the Ukraine war will also be a topic in Turin as well.
Yeah, I hope so. I think we can, and I think we have to, because I'm convinced that it's very difficult, of course, because as you said, on one hand you have this incredibly hard situation with very painful, but on the other hand you're doing a big show, which is, Eurovision. It's about harmony, it's about peace, and at that point I feel like that's where it's very, very important. And the way I, picture Eurovision, and the way I know the Eurovision spirit, I'm pretty sure that they will find a way to have this whole evening be in, in support of Ukraine. And I feel like, because I was asked a lot if Eurovision should even happen this year, and I'm a strong supporter, to be honest, because I feel like, in this so difficult situation, the one thing that gives me hope right now, even though I often feel very, very powerless and overwhelmed, the one thing that gives me hope is that um, we're all on the same page here. And this is the first time in my life that the whole, or at least the whole, like, democratic free world is on the same page. We're all on the side of Ukraine. We're all together, and I feel like we should show that. And I think that Eurovision, this is the kind of that's the perfect way to show once again the whole world, but most importantly the people in Ukraine, that we're standing together on their side, and we're showing that, and that's why I feel like it's very important to do that.
The Ukrainian group Kalush Orchestra has already been seen as a winner, as a probably winner.
Mhm.
Do you believe in that, or do you think?
I I strongly support that. Yeah, I think it's great, because I feel like that's also what Eurovision is about. I think especially this year, it's not about this competition. It's so much more about bringing this whole continent of Europe together in a peaceful way. And so I think that that's, on the one hand, that is a crane, even though it's a small act, but I think it's an important act. And also, to be honest, the song is very, very good. So they might even win without the current situation. So I wouldn't say that they would be, if they win, it's only because of the situation. I feel like the song is strong enough to win on its own.
Hmm. Uh, is your goal to win the Eurovision Song Contest with your rock stars?
No, definitely not, because I feel like uh, winning is, Ukraine is supposed to win this year. So, but second place would be cool, of course. I'm not that I don't see Eurovision as that much of a competition in a way. As I said, it's for me, it's much more about this gathering, this togetherness, and this form of harmony in a way. But also, I know myself well enough to know that I want to, of course, just do my best. At least leave with the moment I leave the stage, I want to feel like I did my best. I gave it my all. I absorbed the whole momentum of everything, and if I get to reach that point, I'll be happy, whatever the rank is in the end.
40 years ago, a peace song has won for Germany, Nicole and This in Sweden, which was also quite a rough time in 1982 when UK had an issue with Argentina regarding the Falkland Islands. Even if they say Eurovision is not a political event, but of course it has to react somehow, and I think it's good that performers, singers, and even the organization stands for something, for peace, or for at least to have an opinion. To come to the end, Malik, you have the guitar there. It would be lovely to hear some maybe some chorus. Would it be possible from?
Oh, sure thing. Give me a second.
We'd love to hear that.
Of course, that's no problem. Let's see if it's in tune. That sounds fine. All right, I'll give you the chorus if that's cool. All right. Look where we are. We used to be the rock stars who never thought of no harm till this thing we call life stopped gleaming. I wish there was a way to go back dreaming. Remembering it's so hard when time is moving so fast. Wish there was a way to know that we're in the good old days before we all just leave on.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Malik. Do you still have the flag on the backside of your guitar?
Unfortunately, and that made me really mad, they took it off. They took it off, and I don't think that was cool, to be honest.
Malik, thank you very much for your kind words and open words. And I really hope that you enjoy your time in Turin, that you meet new friends, meet all the artists, and enjoy a little bit of the international atmosphere and the bubble. And good luck to you. And we really hope that you'll reach a better place than last year's.
I'll try my best. Thank you so much. This was fun. Thank you.
Thank you, Malik. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Take care.